Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we are going to talk about what is Docker images. So, Docker images, as we talk into that in Docker engines and Docker client and Docker architectures, images, like in is like in a set of instructions containing that in together, and that will be work as like in uh, as your own applications, and it will be safe in that in terms of container. So let's talk like in more into that in what is Docker image and the Docker file. So as we know that in what is the Docker file, so let's understand that in a Docker image now. Before understanding the Docker image, you have to understand the Docker file, and Docker file we have talked to the previous lecture. So just understand we have just three line of a Docker file, and what we are doing from Nginx and latest. So from Nginx and latest, it is the base image, and then what we are doing, we are copy that current directory, whatever files will be there under the user src, the user shares and Nginx HTML folder, and then expose port number 80. So only in the Docker file I have a three line of code, and what will be happen once we'll compare with a Docker image. So before understanding the Docker image, we have to understand the kernel. So kernel is a part of operating system, and on top of that we have a bootfs, cfg group, namespace, device mapper, and many more, and all are that in read only. So if you'll see from kernel until to expose, all are that like in read only. So what happened that this is the base one, kernel and bootfs. On top of that, our Docker file is started done. So like in from, it will become the from Nginx, which is the base image, and then that is a one layer which is read only again, and then we are doing that in another layer as a copy, which is another image, and then expose, which is the another image. But on top of that, we have a writable container where we can write it, which is read write, and so if you'll add that in any other command in between, or like in then this will be considered writable container. It will be expand whatever command is there on basis of that in a command sequence, and that will be go up, and and if you remove it, it will again come like in remove the down. So uh, let's compare another one. What we talk into that in a Docker file. So Docker file from node latest, then run mkdir, then working dir, then copy package, and then expose, and then command. So altogether we did that in from 1 run 2 work dir 3 copy 4 and expose 5 and cmd 6. So here we have like if you compare with image, so altogether how many we have? From 1 run 2 work dir 3 copy 4 expose 5 and cmd 6, which is altogether 6, and all these are the that read only. On top of that we have a writable container, which is rewritable container, and again base image like there in as a kernel, and both fs cfg group namespace device mapper are that in and down. So now if you'll see that in more details while comparing, so from is there, which is the from node base image. Let me navigate it. I'll choose the pen. So here you can see that in line number 2, which is coming over here, and then we have run, then run is coming over here, work dir it's going to here, and copy is going here, and then expose, we are exposing here, and then cmd we have so the cmd is going in that place. So altogether if you'll see that in whatever command we have, it's creating one image, and and that image is like in a read only. On top of that we have a writable container where we can add that in additional image if needed. you know So in a high level now you got that in a details what is that in a image. So the image, it may be the base image. On top of that we are going to add that in additionals, a layer by that in whatever command we are going to add, and we have some best practice for that in base image as well. So Docker development best practice, like in how to keep your images smaller, and so that is a best thing. Like in if your image size will be more, and that will be hard to see, and it's not a hard, but it will take a longer time to data traverse from network especially, so start with appropriate base image, use multi staging build. And multi staging build meaning like in if you have something like that, and if you have a multiple command, if you need to use the versions of a Docker then does not include the multi-stage build, try to reduce the number of layer your image by minimizing the number of separate run command. So if you want to do something like that, then if you have a multiple run command, like in run app target -y update, run app target install -y python, so what will be happen, it will be created two layer. So if you have it like in more than one run, so it will be created two layer. And so while reducing the two layer, what we have to do, just use that in only one run command, and use the ampersand and operator to like combine more than one command, and then the only one layer will be created. After that you have like, and if you have a multiple images with have lots in common, consider creating that in one base image to keep your productions image lean, but allow the debugging consider the productions and many more. You can think about that in I just go through that in this. I'll be not dig into more details, and this is the straightforward we have here are that in some more additional things we have, like in productions. If you want to use the volume to store the container data, instead of using that in directly into that in image. Use the Docker desktop for Mac development and Windows. Use the Docker engine if it's possible to manage that in greater isolations of a Docker process from the host process. And don't about that in time difference in development environment, but in productions you have to be. So install the always run the NTP client on the Docker host with each container process and sync them all that in the same. If you are running that in Swarm, then run that in all that in a clock same time source to that in a container. So that's all about in these lectures, and hopefully it's clear. If you have any doubts, please let me know in QA sections. I'll be more than happy to answer, and thanks for watching.